Physical media man, physical media man, physical media man. What'd you buy? Was it something good?
What's up, guys? Physical Media Man back again for another Physical Media Man Monday video. I have the pickups from March. This might be a part 1 and part 2 video. I'm not sure. There's quite a bit of stuff. I was trying to go more, I have been trying to go more quality rather than quantity, but there were some sales and some really good stuff I wanted to pick up this month. So this might be a 2-part video, or it might just be one. I'm not sure. We'll see how I'm going on time-wise. So before I get started, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, do all that good stuff down below. I'll leave the links to my Instagram page, my Physical Media Man Store Instagram page, my Facebook page, the Physical Media Man / Physical Media Man Store, my Facebook page for non-media related items, the Hodgepodge Garage, my email, my eBay, my Twitter, and my Letterboxd account. So I'm going to start off with Gruv. They were having a March Madness sale, and one of the things was, this was right around the Oscars, and they had some Best Picture winners on sale that I really wanted to get, that I didn't realize had releases, or I knew I didn't have. So first up, I hadn't opened this one up yet. So they also had non-best, like best actor or whatever. I'll take down there. And this one I had not opened because it came separately. Great movie. It's been a while since I've watched it. For the Al Pacino collection, just because it's a really good one. Kind of surprised I didn't have this one, but I double checked because there was a couple things I ended up removing from my cart because I already had them, so I just wanted to make sure. So here we got Al Pacino and Scent of a Woman. Great film if you haven't seen it. And then the rest from Gruv. Like I've said before, I'm trying to get all the Adam Sandler titles I can on Blu-ray. He's one of my favorite comedians or comedy actors. First up, one of my favorites of his, we got Happy Gilmore. Another Sandler. I think this might have came out when I was working at the movie theater, and I might even have the poster. We got him and Kevin James, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Here's the first Best Picture winner, All Quiet on the Western Front. So yeah, added this one to the collection. I have not seen it or the remake. I think there might be multiple remakes, but definitely haven't seen the one that just came out. And then here we got another Best Picture winner. One I have seen, one I remember liking quite a bit. Paul Newman, Robert Redford, and The Sting. Prices, if I can remember. I think $5.99, $5.99, $5.99, which they might have even been a little bit cheaper than that. $8.99, $8.99. I think they might. I kind of thought they included the receipt, but I could. Yeah, here we go. Does it have the prices though? That is the question. It does not. Okay. So these remaining ones should all be $5.99 or less. Remember a very funny scene from this, but it's been a while since I've watched it. I'm a big Eddie Murphy fan. I'm liking Steve Martin more. Some of the stuff of his I've seen. But definitely wanted to get this one. We got Bowfinger. Some more Sandler and Billy Madison. Another one of my favorites. Remember liking this one. It's been quite a while since I've seen it. I'm looking forward to the revisit. We got Kevin Spacey, Kate Winslet, and Laura Linney in The Life of David Gale. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm not a big fan of Meryl Streep, but my wife liked this movie, and we watched it not too long ago on DVD, and I liked it quite a bit, and she's actually pretty good in it, and enjoyable anyways. We also have Kevin Bacon in The River Wild, so I wanted to get that one on Blu-ray. And lastly, one that I remember liking growing up and remember it being quite funny, we got The Little Rascals. All right, so that is everything from Gruv. Some good stuff there. Next up, I'm going to do the Criterion sale. They had a flash sale, 24 hours. Everything was 50% off. I don't think I bought anything the last sale. I think I'd put some stuff on my Christmas list and didn't get in anything. So I ended up grabbing the ones that, two of the ones that I had on my list, and then bought another title as well. And I messed up because I know I had watched somebody's video or saw somebody that picked up It Happened One Night, which was a Best Picture winner. So I could have added another Best Picture winner to the collection. I'm kind of been trying to really get those recently. But anyways, first up for $24.99, we got Wall-E, which I've never seen. This is the 4K, and I'm really glad I got this because this and the next title come in these neat, even thicker cases than the other ones that are similar to this, like Dazed and Confused that I have. But yeah, really neat that Disney/Pixar let Criterion put this out. So I'm really looking forward to checking that one out, especially since it'll be a first time watch for me. And then I also have at least Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee. I'm a Spike Lee fan. I have his Criterion of Do the Right Thing. I just said that. But I also wanted to get Malcolm X, which I've never seen. And I'm also a big Denzel fan, so I'm really wanting to get this one and check it out. I know it's fairly long, which is part of the reason I've never watched it. It's 201 minutes. But really happy to add this to the collection and look forward to picking it up. I'm also a fan of Cary Grant, so I ended up getting Arsenic and Old Lace, which is a Frank Capra film. So yeah, looking forward to checking that out as well. So these were all blind buys. I have been trying to do better with Criterions in their sales, usually just trying to get things that I really, really want that I have seen. But this purchase was a little different there, so kind of sticking with the Criterion. A couple of weeks ago, I went to Columbus, Indiana, and met up with a friend of the show, Cody. We didn't run into each other at Disc Replay, but he had told me they had some Criterions there. Kind of missed out on some of the ones I was really after, but this one was only $12.99, and it seems like it's in great condition. We got Spine 666, a film by Guillermo del Toro, and I've watched this one. We got The Devil's Backbone, so great deal there, and I actually already had it, but as you can see, I kind of have some, I bought it actually, I think from, you can kind of see right here, got some water damage. I had bought this from a Disc Replay, so it was like that when I bought it. I don't think I noticed it, or I think it was only $15, so I just went ahead and grabbed it. So I'm going to try to sell that, and I'll probably put it in this case, which I bought this brand new, but when I took it out of the thing it came in, the top little piece broke off, which it's kind of bothering me, so I'm just going to go ahead and combine those two and try to sell them that way. So yeah, that's what I got from Disc Replay. And then, like I said, we ran into each other at Best Buy, and I got some great stuff here. $11.99 with Slip. Didn't have this in the collection yet. Watched a friend of the show, Cody's, his Blu-ray copy a couple years ago, and I liked it quite a bit. So 4K Slip for $11.99, and I've sold digital copies on some of these, so I did even better than that. There's only one copy of this. This was the week it came out. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen this, so I'm really looking forward to watching it. We got DreamWorks' The Prince of Egypt. And then this I had to get for the Brendan Fraser collection. Watched this one at the Heartland International Film Festival. Thought his performance was amazing. I don't know how often I'll rewatch this one, probably not often at all, but I wanted to support him and put it in my collection of his, because he's one of my favorites from when I met him in Indianapolis a few years ago. He was so nice, and I always liked his movies, I feel like, so really wanted to get that one. And then I finally broke down and bought, so this was $21.99, and this was $16.99, I believe. And then this one was a little more at $27, which I feel like it hasn't really dropped, or if it did, I just missed out. And then I was afraid I was going to miss the slip. And I have the original on 4K with the slip, so I wanted to get this one on 4K with the slip. So haven't been able to sell the code for this one yet, but I'm a big fan of this movie and Tom Cruise, so definitely wanted to get that one. That was one of my favorites of the year. So also, before we went to Best Buy, we hit up Target and I got some figures. I saw the Toy Militia is one of the channels I follow the most for toys, as well as Jersey Geek. And Toy Militia especially posts about Target set clearances. So these I think were regularly $20, and these were on sale for $14. So I just went ahead and got all of them. I do have a gaming room. I don't really pick up video games that much anymore, very rarely. But Mario is one of my favorite characters, and I really want to get these. I thought they were very neat. So we got Mario, and it comes with a plunger. I almost didn't get a couple, but we ended up getting all of them. We got Toad, which I thought he looks okay, but he might be the weirdest of them all. All right. And we got Peach. And we got Luigi. Comes with a flashlight, which is awesome because of Luigi's Mansion, which I still need to get. That's one of the games I really want to get. Okay, so those were all $14 each. But then we also got for $30 a big Bowser. So really neat there. Almost all of the main characters from the Mario games and the movie. This is because of the movie, so which I'm really looking forward to watching. And I enjoy the original movie as well. But yeah, really neat there. And I did have some toys from McDonald's, and since I got these, I might try to get rid of those and sell them. They had some really neat toys this go around at Target. I ended up scanning stuff and then putting stuff back, but this I ended up having to get. This is the first time I've seen it in person. Really neat. I do want to get some of the other ones, especially Werewolf, but this one I definitely had to have for my Halloween decorations and to put next to my Universal Monsters box set. This was $35, put out by NECA. We got Dracula from the original movies, so Bela Lugosi. Just such a well done figure, and they came out with the whole line. The Mummy would probably be the one I'd be least interested in getting, but I definitely want to get the Wolfman, and really glad to have Dracula. So all right. Oh, and then yesterday, 2 days ago, I went to Going Postal, which is a place to drop off packages, but it's also a vibe. And they had this for $2.99. The day before, we had just watched Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd, so I didn't have this one in the collection. I wasn't for sure if I did or not, but I didn't, so I went ahead and grabbed it. We got High Crimes with Ashley Judd and Morgan Freeman. Remember liking it. And then they had sales on all of their CDs. And I knew I didn't have any Gorilla Zoe, who I saw in college in concert, and it was a great time. We got Don't Feed the Animals 2, which I don't know anything on it, but it was $8.99. So grab those two things. And they had Entrapment, which I wasn't sure if I had yet or not on Blu-ray, and it doesn't look like I've upgraded. So I'm going to try to go back after I film this video and after after here in a couple hours and try to grab it for $2.99. And they had Gangs of New York for $2.99, but I already had that one, so I don't need that. So yeah. And then this, I thought I might be able to get. I wasn't sure. This is an eBay purchase for $25, including shipping. It was announced. So this is an MVD Rewind collection Blu-ray that I didn't think I'd ever get in the collection. So it always was very expensive, or you could never find it with the slip. So I thought this was the only one I was missing, like in the first few, but I think I'm missing another one. I could be wrong. I need to figure that out. But this is getting a 4K release, so the prices have dropped. So yeah, I got it for $25, including shipping. Spy number 5 in the MVD Rewind line. We got the return of Swamp Thing. So super excited about that. Another thing was we were watching the first 2 seasons of Early Edition, the TV show with Kyle Chandler. And there was no way to find the 3rd and 4th by themselves. You could only get the complete collection. And it went for, I think, about $65 on eBay. Was able to find it on Amazon for $50. So went ahead and pulled the trigger because we were really enjoying it. Used a Christmas gift card. So this is, it looks like it's put out by VEI. The only kind of bummer is it's just, they're all just like this, which it was fine, but yeah, I'm enjoying this show. So obviously the premise is he just gets the paper a day early, so then he tries to stop bad things from happening. But like I said, we're really enjoying the show. So all right, got some more Amazon stuff. I went ahead and ordered the remaining Paramount Presents I was missing. So these were kind of costly too, because they're all 4Ks, which I really wish that they were just doing Blu-rays, just because of how much more expensive they were. They were all $27 each, I think, especially on some of these, like this one. We got Elvis and Blue Hawaii, which I've never seen, so looking forward to checking that out. Red Eye, which I watched in the theater. It's been a long time. I think I was a third wheel on a date with one of my friends and his date, and I thought it was okay, but I wasn't really into scary movies at the time, and knowing this is a Wes Craven movie now, I'm looking forward to revisiting it. So we got Red Eye, and then lastly, which my wife and I revisited, for me anyway, she hadn't seen it the other night, and it still held up really well, and I really had a lot of fun with it. So really happy to have this one in the collection. We got Double Jeopardy, and that was one of the ones when I was doing my DVD collection videos. It didn't have a Blu-ray, so I just had the DVD. So awesome there. All right, so we're going to make this one video. I only have a few more things. When I did my Best Picture Winner collection video, I realized I didn't have this on any other format. Well, I had the VHS tape and I had a DVD, but I didn't have the Blu-ray or anything. So it had kind of recently got a 4K. So for $20, we got Casablanca, one of my favorites. I really enjoy this film. So really happy to looking forward to revisiting it, because I've only watched it once, but I loved it. So really looking forward to watching that. And then staying with the Best Picture winners, after it was announced that this won, I was going to try to grab it. And my local Walmart actually still had the Walmart exclusive slip, which I liked. So adding this to the Best Picture Winner collection, this was also $19.99, and I've sold the codes for those two as well. When I went back to grab this Everything Everywhere All at Once, I also grabbed this little golden book of Stranger Things for my daughter, so looking forward to reading that to her. And then this went on sale, I think, for $17.99, and I sold the code for it too. I'm a big superhero fan. I feel like they have been coming out with too many and everything, but I'm still trying to get them as much as I can, especially liking The Rock and Pierce Brosnan. We got Black Adam, which I hadn't watched. We missed it in the theater. I was disappointed when watching it. I knew people had acted like it wasn't the greatest, but I was thinking that I would like it a little bit more just because of how much a fan I am of The Rock and Pierce, but it was still a little disappointing. And then a random Goodwill pickup for $1.99. I got The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the soundtrack. Oh, and I also went to that same Goodwill the other day, and I grabbed these for $1.99 each. I remembered a fellow YouTuber, more reselling related, bought and sold some of these car manuals. So I got some of those, and then I saw this and I thought it was pretty neat, so I'll go ahead and show it off on the channel. This was $1.99. $1.99, and one of my cousins is a big Ohio State fan, so I asked him if he was interested in it, but I looked it up and it went for some decent money. So I was going to grab it regardless, and he said he didn't really want it. So I'm going to try to sell it. It's pretty neat. It's got like plays and stuff in it, and when you open it up, I'm not 100% sure if it's really autographed, but it sure seems like these are authentic, because they're both made out to Mike. So we got the autograph of Woody Hayes down here, and then a Brian Donovan, number 66, who says, "Don't be afraid of locker rooms," which is kind of a weird thing to say. I think he was some sort of offensive lineman or defensive lineman. I looked him up, and he looked like, he was obviously on the roster and everything, but yeah, I thought that was a really random, neat find, so I figured I'd show it off. And lastly, I made a Vinegar Syndrome order. I didn't do this fast enough, which is ridiculous. This just came out on Tuesday, and I'm filming on a Friday. I just got in the mail today or yesterday, and it's so limited. I don't understand why they just didn't do slips on all of them. So I missed out on slips on both, and especially on one. Really, both of them were so neat, and I'm just kicking myself for not ordering them fast enough, because I knew I wanted to, because I'm a big fan of Bret the Hitman Hart, just from watching documentaries and things and seeing some of his matches. So we got Hitman Hart Wrestling with Shadows, which I've heard is a great documentary, and it's about the Montreal Screwjob, if you're not familiar, and just follows him leading up to that. They didn't know that was going to happen, but he was doing this documentary during that time period, so it's right at the end of his WWF run and the beginning of his WCW run. Really neat they put this out. I think the DVD there for a while was out of print and went for some money, so this is put out, so they did that deal with some other places. So this is, I got it from Vinegar Syndrome, and it's, I guess the company is owned by them, but it's Canadian International Pictures. So yeah, really looking forward to checking that one out, especially with WrestleMania this weekend, which would have already happened when you see this. And then one of my favorite video games growing up, for the Nintendo 64, we got Golden Era. It's a documentary about the video game. And like I said, I love the video game, and I'm really looking forward to checking this out. And like I said, the slipcover was so neat, especially on this one, because it looked like the case that the game came in. But that's everything for March. I probably spent too much money, but got so many awesome titles. Got some money back selling some codes. But really happy to add all this stuff to the collection. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And I think there's some sales coming up in April and so on, a Keno sale hopefully, so there's some stuff I know I want to pick up from there. But hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't yet done so, please make sure to subscribe. So this is the Physical Media Man signing off. Physical Media will never die. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man. Physical Media Man.